There is a moment that many women experience when they catch their reflection and notice something has changed. The skin that once bounced back now seems to sag. The firmness that defined the jawline has softened. The elasticity that kept everything lifted and taut has quietly disappeared. And despite faithfully applying coconut oil, that trusted natural remedy passed down through generations, the decline continues. The skin feels moisturized, yes, but the bounce, the spring, the resilience you remember is gone. Here is the counterintuitive insight. For many senior women, using coconut oil alone may actually be limiting your skin's ability to restore elasticity. While coconut oil excels at providing moisture and protecting the skin barrier, it lacks the specific compounds that signal your cells to rebuild elastin, the protein fiber responsible for skin's snapback quality. Without these signals, your skin receives hydration but never receives the biochemical instructions to regenerate the elastic network it has lost. Here is what the research shows. Elastin is fundamentally different from collagen, though both are essential for youthful skin. While collagen provides structure and firmness, elastin provides the ability to stretch and return to shape. Beginning in your late 20s, elastin production essentially stops. Unlike collagen, which your body continues to produce throughout life at declining rates, new elastin synthesis in adult skin is minimal. The elastin you have is the elastin you must maintain. Once it degrades, replacement is extremely limited. What is happening in your body when you apply coconut oil alone is surface-level nourishment. Without deeper regeneration, the medium-chain fatty acids in coconut oil, particularly lauric acid, provide excellent antimicrobial protection and prevent moisture loss. But these compounds do not activate the fibroblast pathways responsible for elastin maintenance and limited repair. Your skin receives a coating of protection while the elastic fibers beneath continue their slow deterioration. In this talk, we will explore a simple but powerful upgrade to the way you use coconut oil. A specific companion oil that research shows can protect existing elastin from degradation, support the limited elastin synthesis that remains possible, and restore the bounce and resilience your skin has been losing. You will learn why coconut oil alone cannot address elasticity, how elastin biology differs from collagen biology, and a practical protocol you can implement tonight to finally give your skin what it needs to regain its spring. To understand why coconut oil alone cannot restore skin elasticity, we need to examine what elastin actually is and how it behaves differently from other skin proteins. Most discussions of skin aging focus on collagen, and for good reason. Collagen decline is dramatic and visible, but elastin loss creates a distinct type of aging that moisturizers and even collagen-focused treatments cannot address. Here is what the research shows. Elastin is a remarkably unique protein. It is composed primarily of the amino acids glycine, valine, alanine, and proline, arranged in a way that creates extraordinary flexibility. Elastin fibers can stretch to 150% of their resting length and snap back without damage. This property allows your skin to move with your expressions, accommodate weight fluctuations, and return to its original position after being pulled or pressed. What makes elastin biology unusual is the production timeline. Your body produces almost all the elastin it will ever have during childhood and adolescence. Studies in developmental biology show that elastin synthesis is highly active during fetal development and early life, then declines sharply after puberty. By your mid-20s, new elastin production has essentially ceased. The elastin fibers present in your skin at age 25 will need to last the rest of your life. This differs dramatically from collagen, which your body continues to synthesize throughout adulthood, albeit at declining rates. Collagen fibers are continuously being broken down and replaced. When you provide your body with collagen, supporting nutrients, you can genuinely increase collagen production. Elastin does not work this way. The focus for elastin must be protection of existing fibers and support for the minimal repair processes that remain possible. What is happening at the molecular level as elastin ages involves a process called elastin fragmentation. The long, springy elastin fibers gradually break into shorter segments that lack elastic properties. Enzymes called elastices, which are produced during inflammation and UV exposure, actively cut elastin fibers cross. Links that hold the elastin network together become damaged. The result is a loss of recoil, the technical term for skin's ability to bounce back after being stretched. Studies published in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology have quantified this decline. Research measuring skin elasticity across age groups shows a relatively stable period through the 30s, followed by accelerating decline in the 40s, 50s, and beyond. By age 70, skin elasticity may be reduced by 50% or more compared to young adult levels. This loss is not primarily due to reduced elastin quantity, but rather to accumulated damage to existing elastin fibers. Think of elastin like a rubber band that you have owned for decades. When new, it stretches easily and snaps back instantly. Over years of use and exposure to heat, light, and oxygen, the rubber gradually loses its elastic quality. It becomes brittle, cracks, and eventually breaks. You cannot restore the rubber band by coating it with oil. The damage is internal, structural, and requires different interventions than simple moisturizing. As women age, additional factors accelerate elastin degradation. Hormonal changes after menopause reduce the skin's natural protective mechanisms. Estrogen, which helps maintain skin proteins, declines dramatically. Studies show that women lose approximately 2% of their skin's elastin per year in the first 5 years after menopause. This accelerated loss explains why many women notice significant changes in skin elasticity during their 50s. Have you noticed that your skin no longer bounces back the way it once did when you press on your cheek or pull gently at your jawline? This simple observation reflects real changes in your elastin network. The fibers that once provided instant recoil have become fragmented, cross-linked abnormally, or degraded entirely. Moisturizing with coconut oil makes the surface feel smooth but does nothing to address the structural protein damage beneath. There is another dimension to elastin biology that deserves attention. Elastin fibers are surrounded by a network of support proteins called microfibrils. These microfibrils, composed primarily of a protein called fibrillin, act like scaffolding that guides elastin organization and function. Damage to microfibrils impairs elastin function, even when the elastin itself remains intact. Research in connective tissue biology shows that microfibril integrity is essential for elastic fiber performance. Interventions that protect or support microfibrils indirectly support elasticity. The relationship between elastin and the surrounding extracellular matrix is also critical. Elastin fibers do not exist in isolation. They are embedded in a gel-like matrix containing glycosaminoglycans, proteoglycans, and other structural molecules. This matrix provides the environment where elastin functions. When the matrix deteriorates, elastin performance suffers even if the fibers themselves remain intact. Research published in the journal Matrix Biology demonstrates that matrix health directly influences elastic fiber function. What is happening in aging skin is a cascade of interconnected changes. Elastin fibers fragment and lose their recoil properties. Microfibrils that support elastin become damaged. The surrounding matrix loses hydration and structural integrity. Enzymes that degrade elastin become more active while protective mechanisms weaken. Addressing elasticity loss requires interventions that support this entire system, not merely surface moisturization. Studies examining skin biopsies from women of different ages reveal the progressive nature of elastic fiber changes. In young skin, elastin fibers form an organized network with consistent fiber diameter and spacing. In aged skin, fibers appear fragmented, clumped, and disorganized. The once uniform network becomes chaotic and dysfunctional. These microscopic changes manifest as the visible sagging and loss of bounce that women observe in the mirror. Now that you understand how elastin differs from other skin proteins, the question becomes clear. Why does coconut oil, despite its popularity and genuine moisturizing benefits, fail to support skin elasticity? The answer lies in the mismatch between what coconut oil provides and what aging elastin requires. Here is what the research shows. Coconut oil is composed primarily of saturated medium-chain fatty acids. Lauric acid makes up approximately 50% of coconut oil's fatty acid content. Capric acid, caprylic acid, and myristic acid contribute most of the remainder. These fatty acids provide excellent barrier protection, preventing water loss from the skin surface. They have antimicrobial properties that support skin health, and they create a smooth, conditioned feel that many women enjoy. But none of these compounds directly address elastin preservation or repair. Saturated fatty acids, like those in coconut oil, do not activate the cellular pathways that protect elastin from enzymatic degradation. They do not provide the antioxidants needed to prevent oxidative damage to elastic fibers, and they lack the specific unsaturated fatty acids that research has linked to improved skin elasticity. Think of coconut oil like waterproofing spray applied to a leather jacket. It protects the surface from moisture and keeps the leather from drying out. But if the leather itself is cracking and losing flexibility, the waterproofing spray cannot restore the internal structure. The jacket still looks better on the surface, but the fundamental problem of lost flexibility remains unaddressed. This is precisely what happens when you apply coconut oil to aging skin. The surface improves while the elastin network continues to deteriorate. A simple tool to understand is the concept of bioactive lipids. Certain fatty acids and their derivatives do more than provide moisture. They interact with cellular receptors, influence gene expression, and modulate inflammatory pathways. Coconut oil's fatty acids are relatively inert in these respects. They provide passive benefits without triggering active cellular responses. For elastin support, you need oils containing bioactive compounds that signal your skin cells to protect and maintain the elastic fiber network. Studies in the Journal of Lipid Research have examined how different fatty acids affect skin cell behavior. Research shows that certain polyunsaturated fatty acids, particularly gamma, linolenic acid, and alpha, linolenic acid influence the production of enzymes that either protect or degrade elastin. These regulatory effects are largely absent with the saturated fatty acids that dominate coconut oil. The oil provides surface benefits while missing the opportunity to influence deeper cellular processes. Have you noticed that despite using coconut oil regularly, the sagging and loss of firmness in your skin continues to progress? This pattern reflects coconut oil's limitations. It cannot address elastin degradation because it does not contain the compounds necessary to influence elastin biology. You are providing moisture to skin that needs structural repair signals. Another factor is antioxidant content. Elastin is highly vulnerable to oxidative damage. Free radicals, generated by UV exposure, pollution, and normal metabolic processes, attack elastin fibers and accelerate their degradation. Effective elastin protection requires robust antioxidant delivery to the dermal layer, where elastin resides. Coconut oil contains minimal antioxidants compared to many other plant oils. While it provides some vitamin E, the levels are modest and the antioxidant profile is narrow. Research published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences demonstrates that oxidative stress is a primary driver of elastin degradation. Studies measuring elastin breakdown products find significantly higher levels in UV exposed skin and in individuals with high oxidative stress. Protecting elastin requires neutralizing free radicals before they can damage elastic fibers. Coconut oil simply does not provide adequate antioxidant capacity for this purpose. The solution to unlocking coconut oil's potential, while adding real elastin support, is to pair it with a specific oil that provides what coconut oil lacks. That oil is argan oil, derived from the kernels of the argan tree native to Morocco. Argan oil contains a unique profile of unsaturated fatty acids, antioxidants, and bioactive compounds that research has specifically linked to improved skin elasticity. Here is what the research shows. Argan oil is rich in oleic acid and linoleic acid, both unsaturated fatty acids that influence skin cell behavior. It contains exceptionally high levels of vitamin E, including both tocopherols and tocotrienols, providing broad-spectrum antioxidant protection. It contains squalene, a compound that closely resembles human sebum and integrates easily with skin lipids. And it contains unique compounds called sterols and polyphenols that have been shown to inhibit elastase, the enzyme that breaks down elastin. Studies published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology examine the effects of argan oil on skin elasticity in postmenopausal women. Participants who applied argan oil daily for 60 days showed statistically significant improvements in skin elasticity, measured by standardized testing methods. The improvement was attributed to argan oil's antioxidant content and its ability to support the extracellular matrix where elastin resides. What is happening in your skin when you combine coconut oil with argan oil is a dual-action approach that addresses both surface and structural concerns. The coconut oil provides barrier protection, antimicrobial benefits, and prevents transepidermal water loss. The argan oil delivers antioxidants to protect elastin from oxidative damage, provides unsaturated fatty acids that support cellular membrane function, and inhibits elastase activity to slow elastin degradation. Together, they address the skin's needs at multiple levels. Think of it like this. Coconut oil builds a wall that keeps water in and irritants out. Argan oil sends repair crews into the building to shore up the internal structure. Both functions are valuable, but neither alone creates optimal conditions. The combination provides comprehensive support that respects how aging skin actually works. The synergy between these oils extends to absorption and delivery. Coconut oil, with its smaller molecular structure, penetrates the stratum corneum relatively easily. As it moves into the skin, it can carry some of the argan oil's beneficial compounds with it. Argan oil squalene content further enhances integration with skin lipids. Research in transdermal delivery suggests that oil combinations often provide better penetration than single oils, because different fatty acid profiles create multiple pathways into the skin. Here is what the research shows about argan oil's specific effects on elastin. Related pathways. A study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging found that argan oil application reduced markers of oxidative stress in skin tissue. Since oxidative stress directly drives elastin degradation, this antioxidant effect provides meaningful protection for existing elastin fibers. Another study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology documented that argan oil polyphenols inhibited elastase activity in laboratory tests, suggesting a direct protective effect against enzymatic elastin breakdown. The vitamin E content of argan oil deserves special attention. Vitamin E is one of the primary fat-soluble antioxidants in human skin. It integrates into cell membranes and protects lipids and proteins from oxidative damage. Argan oil contains approximately 600 milligrams of vitamin E per liter, one of the highest concentrations among edible oils. This abundant vitamin E provides sustained antioxidant protection in the dermal layer, where elastin fibers reside. Ask yourself this question. Have you been applying coconut oil hoping it would restore your skin's youthful bounce, only to watch the sagging continue? The limitation was not your consistency or the quality of your coconut oil. The limitation was using an oil that cannot address elastin biology. By adding argan oil to your routine, you transform simple moisturizing into actual elasticity support. Now that you understand why combining coconut oil with argan oil provides comprehensive elasticity support, it is time to learn exactly how to implement this protocol for maximum benefit. The details of preparation, application, and timing all influence how effectively your skin responds. Here is the first principle. The oil should be mixed together before application rather than applied in separate layers. Combining the oils allows their fatty acids to interact and creates a more uniform delivery to your skin. The coconut oil helps carry argan oil's beneficial compounds into the skin while providing its own barrier benefits. Start by creating a mixture of 2 parts coconut oil to 1 part argan oil. This ratio provides substantial coconut oil benefits while delivering meaningful amounts of argan oil's specialized compounds. Use virgin, unrefined versions of both oils when possible. as refining processes can remove beneficial compounds. If you find the mixture too heavy for your skin type, you can adjust to 3 parts coconut oil to 1 part argan oil, without significantly compromising benefits. Warm the mixture slightly before application. Coconut oil is solid at room temperature and becomes liquid around 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Place a small amount of the mixture in your palm and rub your hands together briefly. The warmth of your skin will liquefy the coconut oil and create a smooth, spreadable consistency that absorbs more effectively than cold oil applied directly. Here is what the research shows about application timing. Evening application offers particular advantages for elastin support. During sleep, blood flow to the skin increases. Cortisol levels drop and repair processes accelerate. Applying the oil blend before bed aligns the treatment with your body's natural regeneration window. The oils have hours to absorb and interact with your skin cells without interference from makeup, sunscreen, or environmental exposure. Apply a small amount of the warmed oil mixture to your face using gentle upward strokes. Focus on areas where elasticity loss is most noticeable, typically the cheeks, jawline, and neck. The neck is often neglected in skincare routines but shows elasticity loss early and prominently. Use light pressure and avoid pulling or stretching the skin during application. A simple tool to apply is the pat and press technique. After spreading the oil mixture across an area, use your fingertips to gently pat the oil into your skin. This patting motion enhances absorption without creating the friction or pulling that can stress elastic fibers. Spend approximately 30 seconds patting each area of your face and neck. The amount of oil matters for both effectiveness and comfort. Start with approximately 1/4 teaspoon of the mixture for your entire face and neck. This is less than many women initially expect. Oils are concentrated, and a thin layer absorbs better than a thick one. If you apply too much, the excess sits on the surface, feels greasy, and may clog pores. If your skin absorbs the oil quickly and still feels dry, you can gradually increase the amount until you find the right balance. Here is what the research shows about consistency and timeline. Elastin changes occur slowly, both the damage and any improvement. Studies on topical interventions for skin elasticity typically run for 8 to 12 weeks before assessing results. Improvements in elasticity measurements become statistically significant after approximately 60 days of consistent use. This timeline reflects the slow nature of dermal remodeling. Commit to the protocol for at least 2 months before evaluating whether it is working for you. Have you noticed that some skincare routines seem to produce results within days, while others require months? This difference often reflects whether the treatment addresses surface concerns or structural proteins. Surface improvements from moisturizing can occur quickly. Structural improvements in the elastin network require time for protective effects to accumulate and for the skin's slow remodeling processes to manifest visible changes. Patience and consistency are essential. A practical framework is to integrate the oil application into your existing bedtime routine. Apply the mixture after cleansing, but before any water-based products, as oil should go on bare skin for best absorption. If you use retinoids or other active treatments, apply those first and wait 15 to 20 minutes before adding the oil mixture. The oils can then act as an occlusive layer that enhances the penetration of previously applied treatments. To make the coconut and argan oil combination work even more powerfully for skin elasticity. Consider the internal factors that influence elastin health throughout your body. Topical treatments address the skin directly, but your overall nutrition, hydration, and lifestyle. Create the environment where those treatments work. Here is what the research shows. While new elastin production in adult skin is minimal, the processes that maintain and repair existing elastin do respond to nutritional inputs. Copper is essential for lysyl oxidase, the enzyme that cross-links elastin fibers and maintains their structural integrity. Zinc supports the production of proteins that protect elastin from degradation. Vitamin C, while more famous for its role in collagen, also contributes to the extracellular matrix environment, Where elastin resides, foods rich in copper include shellfish, particularly oysters, nuts and seeds, especially cashews and sunflower seeds, and dark chocolate. Zinc is abundant in pumpkin seeds, beef, chickpeas, and yogurt. Including these foods in your regular diet supports the enzymatic processes that maintain elastin integrity. The topical oils provide direct protection, while internal nutrition supports systemic health. Protein intake influences skin protein maintenance generally. While you cannot manufacture significant new elastin in adult skin, adequate protein ensures your body has the amino acids needed for whatever limited repair processes remain possible. Research suggests that protein intake of at least 1 gram per kilogram of body weight daily supports connective tissue health. Distributing protein across multiple meals maintains steady amino acid availability. Hydration affects skin elasticity through multiple mechanisms. The extracellular matrix, where elastin resides, is a gel-like substance that requires adequate water to maintain proper function. Dehydrated skin demonstrates reduced elasticity independent of actual elastin content. Studies in dermatological physiology show that improving hydration status can produce measurable improvements in elasticity measurements within days. This reflects the water content of the matrix rather than changes in elastin itself. But the functional improvement is real and valuable. A simple tool to apply is steady hydration throughout the day, rather than drinking large amounts of water at once, which leads to rapid excretion. Sip water consistently across waking hours. Adding a pinch of mineral salt improves cellular uptake by providing the electrolytes that regulate water transport. Herbal teas and water-rich foods like cucumbers and melons contribute to total fluid intake. Sleep quality profoundly affects skin repair processes. Growth hormone, which supports tissue maintenance, is released primarily during deep sleep stages. Research shows that sleep deprivation accelerates skin aging markers and impairs the skin's overnight repair processes. For women focused on elasticity, prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep creates the internal environment where the topical oils can have maximum effect. Chronic stress accelerates elastin degradation through multiple pathways. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, increases the activity of matrix metalloproteinases, enzymes that break down both collagen and elastin. Chronic inflammation, which often accompanies stress, further promotes protein degradation. Studies in psychoneuroimmunology demonstrate measurable increases in skin aging markers during prolonged stress periods. Managing stress through practices like gentle movement, time in nature, or relaxation techniques supports the protective effects of your topical oil routine. Have you noticed that your skin looks more tired and sags more during stressful periods? This observation reflects real biological changes. Stress hormones actively promote the breakdown of structural proteins in your skin. By managing stress while providing topical protection, you address elastin preservation from multiple angles. Sunday exposure is perhaps the most significant modifiable factor in elastin degradation. UV radiation triggers a cascade of events that damage elastic fibers. It increases free radical production, activates elastase enzymes, and disrupts the microfibril network that supports elastin function. Research indicates that up to 90% of visible skin aging in fair-skinned individuals can be attributed to cumulative UV exposure. Protecting your skin from excessive sun preserves the elastin you are working to maintain with your oil protocol. A practical framework for sun protection includes wearing broad-spectrum sunscreen on exposed skin during daylight hours, seeking shade during peak UV intensity between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, and wearing protective clothing, including hats, when spending extended time outdoors. These habits prevent new damage while your topical oil routine protects against other forms of elastin degradation. Understanding the science is essential, but lasting change requires consistent action over months and years. This is where behavioral psychology becomes crucial for success. The habits that feel easy and meaningful are the habits that persist long enough to produce visible results. Here is what the research shows. Human behavior is governed by three primary forces. Motivation fluctuates constantly and cannot sustain action alone. Ability depends on how simple and convenient the behavior is. Prompts are the cues that trigger the behavior at the right moment. For an oil application routine to become permanent, it must be easy to execute and connected to existing patterns in your life. A powerful tool to apply is environmental design. Keep your pre-mixed oil blend in a visible location in your bathroom, perhaps next to your toothbrush, or by your evening skincare products. Use a small, attractive container that you enjoy handling. These arrangements reduce friction and serve as visual reminders. Research in behavioral science shows that behaviors requiring fewer steps and less searching are maintained far more consistently. Habit stacking connects your new behavior to something you already do every night. Perhaps you apply the oil immediately after brushing your teeth, or right after washing your face, or as the last step before turning off the bathroom light. By connecting the oil application to an established cue, you eliminate the need for willpower or memory. The existing habit triggers the new one automatically. The sensory experience of your routine influences long-term adherence, the feeling of warm oil absorbing into your skin, the subtle scent of the oils, the moment of self-care in a busy day. These pleasant aspects reinforce the behavior. If you genuinely enjoy the application process, you will naturally maintain it. If it feels like a chore, adherence will fade. Have you noticed that the health habits you actually enjoy are the ones you keep, while habits that feel like punishment eventually disappear? This insight is key to permanent change. Frame your oil application not as an anti-aging obligation, but as a nightly gift to yourself. You are providing your skin with exactly what it needs to maintain its structure and function. This perspective transforms a task into a ritual tracking progress. Over time, reinforces the habit loop and provides motivation during the weeks before visible changes appear. Because elasticity improvements occur slowly, your brain may not recognize gradual change without external reference. Consider taking photographs in consistent lighting every 2 weeks. After 8 to 12 weeks, comparing early and later photos often reveals improvements that day. Today, observation missed. When you see progress, motivation increases, which reinforces the behavior. The identity shift may be the most powerful tool for permanent change. Instead of thinking about applying oils to fight aging, think of yourself as someone who actively supports her body's structural integrity through intentional daily practices. When a behavior becomes part of identity rather than just an action, it persists through fluctuations in motivation and life circumstances. You are not following a beauty tip. You are living as someone who cares for herself intelligently. When you bring together everything we have explored, a clear and empowering picture emerges. Coconut oil provides genuine benefits for skin barrier function and moisture retention. But it cannot address elastin degradation because it lacks the compounds necessary to protect elastic fibers from oxidative damage and enzymatic breakdown. The sagging and loss of bounce you have noticed reflect changes in a protein network that coconut oil alone cannot reach or influence. By adding argan oil to your coconut oil routine, you transform simple moisturizing into actual elasticity support. Argan oil delivers concentrated antioxidants that protect elastin from free radical damage. Its polyphenols inhibit elastase, the enzyme that breaks down elastin fibers. Its unsaturated fatty acids support cellular membranes and influence gene expression in ways that favor skin health. Together, the oils provide comprehensive protection at both surface and structural levels. You now understand why coconut oil alone could not stop the progression of sagging and lost resilience in your skin. The limitation was biochemical, not a failure of your effort or consistency. When you provide argan oil alongside coconut oil, you finally give your elastin the protection it needs. You have learned that the protocol is straightforward. Mix 2 parts coconut oil with 1 part argan oil, warm slightly in your palms. Apply to face and neck using gentle patting motions every evening before bed. Maintain this practice consistently for at least 8 weeks before assessing results. You have seen that supporting factors amplify these benefits. Adequate copper and zinc intake, proper hydration, quality sleep, stress management, and sun protection all contribute to the environment where topical elastin protection can succeed. The oils provide direct intervention, and your lifestyle determines how effectively that intervention works. Perhaps the most important insight is that elastin preservation requires a different approach than collagen support. You cannot simply rebuild elastin the way you can stimulate collagen production. The focus must be protecting the elastin you have from further damage. The coconut and argan oil combination provides that protection through complementary mechanisms. Here is your challenge for tonight. Create your coconut and argan oil mixture using the 2-to-1 ratio we discussed. Apply it to your face and neck before bed using the gentle patting technique. Notice how your skin feels in the morning. Over the coming weeks, maintain this practice consistently. Take photographs every 2 weeks to track changes that accumulate too gradually for daily perception. Your elastin network developed during your earliest years and has served your skin throughout your entire life. While you cannot restore it to its youthful state, you can protect it from accelerated degradation. You can slow the loss of bounce and resilience. You can create conditions where the skin's limited repair processes can function optimally. Aging does not mean helplessly watching your skin lose its structure. It means providing intelligent, targeted support for the proteins that give your skin its form and function. When you protect your elastin while nourishing your skin, you take meaningful action to preserve what time would otherwise take. If this guidance brought clarity or a sense of empowerment, I invite you to like this video and share your experiences in the comments. Let us know what changes you notice as you implement this protocol. Subscribe to join a community dedicated to science-driven practical strategies for health and vitality at every age. Your skin's elasticity is worth protecting. Tonight is the moment to begin.